Welcome back to the Live the Life podcast. I am your host, Eric Aroca. It feels like it's been a while, but it hasn't. It's weird. I don't know why I have that feeling. Well, y'all, there's a lot to talk about on this episode. Some good, some sad. Let's start with the sad first, just to get it out of the way and not have to deal with it. It's almost been a week. It'll be a week tomorrow that we had to make the extremely difficult decision to put our dog Julian down, our full-grown German Shepherd. He was about 77 years old in dog, right? Dog years, whatever. So he was an old man. Quality of life was not good. And I'm not going to go into a great deal of detail about his life other than to let you know that he lived a great life. He did on this earth exactly what he was supposed to do, and that was guard and protect our family. And I would say love our family too. He did an amazing job at it. Miss him. There is a huge void in our home because he is no longer with us. And Sophie is already starting to cry, so that is all I'm going to say about this, because as much as she makes me cry, she will also make me, as much as she makes me laugh, she will also make me cry. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But just know that our hearts are heavy. And anyway, I guess we'll just plug along as best we can and do the best we can with that. So, all right. On to some good news. I have, Sophie, will you grab my backpack? I can't quite reach it. I have been working feverishly. Okay, not feverishly. I've been working, though, on the manuscript for Spark Ignite the Spark manuscript. Woohoo! I have been doing line editing like crazy, and I will be posting some more information about Ignite the Spark very soon. Getting your thoughts and ideas on book cover art, on subtitle, and a few other things, and sharing a few blurbs with you on the book on our social media stuff. So something to look forward to. So we're really excited about that. And I also have a list of people that I've started for our next set of guests. And let me just tell you, we have on my list, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 guests that we have targeted. And we are really looking forward to having these guests in addition on the podcast. I think it's going to be great. And the next 2 guest appearances on the episodes are going to be fantastic. Next month is that my calendar right there? Is my calendar for September up there? Can you tell how prepared I am today? Just right in there on my desk, right there. Yeah. I want to see if I have them in order. Make sure I say them in order. Let's see. What is today's date?
The 4th.
Today is the 5th. Is today the 5th? The 4th? Today is the 5th, September 5th. So, next week on the 11th, you do not want to miss this episode. It is going to be the one and only Jody Orgill Brown. She is a brain tumor survivor, and trust me, if you want to feel inspired, if you want to feel like, I can do this, I got this, you definitely want to tune in to her episode. And then I will do an episode on the 18th, and this is going to be a really fun episode. The episode on the 18th is going to be all about how to take care of yourself in order to help you live the life you've always imagined. So we're going to talk a lot about health tips and things like that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we'll have my good friend Brad Ball, who is a sales executive guru, on the podcast on the 25th of September. So we have a busy month, lots of recordings, lots of guests to record, and we're really excited about it. So stay tuned for that. Lots of good stuff. And as always, if you like the content, if you're watching me right now, please just give me one of these little hearts, make a comment. All of those things obviously go a long way to supporting the channel and supporting the podcast. So, hey, if you're listening, if you're watching, please give us a follow. We would really appreciate it. And it keeps us motivated to create great content for you as we move forward. As always, not sponsored by them, but my gosh, I sure drink a lot of it. Sophie, cheers. What are you drinking?
Just water.
Ew, did you guys hear that? She's drinking water. Water tastes like dirt. That's why I don't drink it. Anyway, cheers to all of you. Happy Friday. And if you see my voice kind of going in and out, I have been battling a little bit of a cold, something scratchy in my throat. So just know that my voice may leave at any minute. I've been talking all day, so my throat's a little bit sore, a little tender. So hopefully this will smooth things out as it goes down. Reminds me of a 1980s Coke commercial. All right, let's get serious. So this week, I wrote about how we all have an opportunity to make an impact, to influence someone's life, to make an impact in someone's life. We have these opportunities on the daily. And I think many times we allow these opportunities to just bypass us. We don't pay attention to it. And I want to bring attention to it so that you will have the opportunity in this coming week, or whenever you listen to this podcast moving forward, to have that positive attitude, to have that positive effect, that impact, that influence in someone else's life. In addition to the influence and impact you're going to make in your own life, because I believe it starts with you first. And once you have that, then you can give it to others. You can't give to others what you do not have. If I asked you to give me $20 and you don't have $20, well, you can't give me $20. But if you've got $20 and you're willing to part ways with it, hey, you could give me $20 or let me borrow $20, right? So you got to have it before you can give it. And I feel like that's where we need to start. So what I wrote about, get my trusty blue framed readers on. I wrote about how we have an opportunity to make an impact in someone's life by answering one simple question. How's it going? Now, this is a simple salutation. And for those of you who are like, what? It's a simple greeting that we use all the time. When we ask the question, how's it going? I'm not sure that we really care what that person is going to say. I'm not sure that we really care that if they say, oh, it's going great or it's going bad, whatever. I think we just throw it out there like a hello or a good morning, right? So, but I want us to pay attention to the potential impact that it could have on how we answer this question. So I am famous for when someone says hello to me, I say, hi, how's it going? That's my reply every time. Or if I'm starting the conversation, I make eye contact with them and I'll say, hey, how's it going? Right? Hey, good morning. How's it going? Okay, I'm famous for that. That's what I do. And lately, when I have been asking this question, it really hit me really hard this week of paying attention to how people answer this question. So, this is kind of what I came up with. This is what I heard during the week. And I think that these answers carry more weight than we realize. But too often, when we ask or when we hear the question, hey, how's it going? We might hear something like, oh, we're doing it. Why did I get out of bed? Thank God it's Friday. Or my favorite, the sarcastic, living the dream. Okay? These are common answers to the question, how's it going? Okay, so what's wrong with that, Eric? Like, there's probably nothing wrong with that. But the more I thought about it, when people answered with a sarcastic living the dream, it really bothered me because I was thinking, well, are you living the dream? Or are you living the life that you've imagined? Why would you be sarcastic about that? Why did I even get out of bed this morning? What? Or we're doing it like, hey, yeah, I'm doing whatever. I'm doing it, right? Or it's going where? It's going nowhere fast, I presume. By that answer, it's going nowhere fast. So I started thinking during the week, well, what if we flip the script a little bit? What if we answered the question, how's it going, with something like, it's going great. I'm having a fantastic day. Or, hey, I'm living the dream. I'm living my best life. I think that expresses more sincerity. And I really do believe that something like that small of a shift doesn't necessarily change mindset, but it can brighten someone else's day. And I think it starts to brighten your day. So let's backtrack a little bit and let's take this kind of one at a time. So let's talk about self first. So I really believe that it starts with self. So if we are asked, hey, how is it going? Which, like we said, it's a simple question. That if we start saying, it's going great, or it's fantastic, thank you for asking, those types of answers help us to project, is that the right word? To project a positive attitude, to project a positive end result to our day or to whatever it is we're doing. It sets us up for success instead of setting us up for failure or looking at everything as a doom and gloom scenario. So answer the question positively. It takes no more effort to answer positively than it does to throw out something sarcastic like living the dream, right? Or it's going. Why did I even get out of bed? Thank God it's Friday. I just think that we're doing ourselves a disservice by not having a positive outlook by answering a simple question. So that's number one. Number two, I believe that our answers have a great impact on those that we're talking to. I just asked somebody this afternoon, and it happens to be Friday. I just asked someone this afternoon as I was passing by, I said, hi, how's it going? And her reply was, well, thank God it's Friday. And I was like, it's the way you say it. It's the tone. It wasn't, oh, thank God it's Friday, right? It was in a negative tone, in a sarcastic manner. And I just thought, man, like, you just spent all week doing the thing that you're supposed to love to do. And instead of saying, oh man, it's going great, I had a great week, it was, oh, thank goodness the week is over. And I'm like, well, you don't get to work in your job on the weekend. So now what do you have to look forward to? The weekend being over? I don't know. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I think it left me thinking, that is so sad. It left me thinking, like, why would you want to live your life like that? Why live our life with kind of that negative vibe, that negative impact, when we can simply have a positive vibe, a positive feedback to such a simple greeting as to how's it going? I hope that you guys will really take heart to answer this question, and to really ponder how it can affect your life, how it's affecting your life, and how it can affect the lives of others. I think it will go a long way. So, also, let's see. You know, one of the things that I've noticed is when I answer in a positive way, it kind of helps me to live the life I've always imagined, right? Like we talk about those principles. It helps me to show up instead of count down. In so many ways, people are not living that in that positive vibe, in that positive influence. And it doesn't matter what job you're doing. I was at the grocery store a couple of days ago. The bagger asked me how it was going, and I said, "Oh, I'm having a great day." And she almost looked at me like totally shocked, like, "Whoa, what? Why are you having a great day?" Right? Like, what? And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm having a great day. You know, I got to work all day. I'm shopping. I'm done with my shopping. I get to go home. I'm having a great day." And so she was kind of startled by that. I'm around teachers a lot. So when I go and talk with teachers, in my opinion, they're kind of becoming famous for woe is me, right? They're kind of famous for woe is me. I can't tell you how many teachers I've asked, "Hey, how's it going?" And they're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait till Labor Day." Now, Labor Day is past, but I'm thinking, wait a minute. You've only been in school for 2.5 weeks, and you're already looking forward to Labor Day? We have a problem. Oh, Houston, we have a problem, right? Because I'm in Houston. Get it, guys? All right, that was corny. But we have a problem there. The problem is you've been at your job that you're supposed to love, that you're supposed to be excited about, and you're been at it for 2.5 weeks, and you're already counting down to Labor Day. Listen, stop counting down and start showing up. Start showing up. And stop counting down. It's not having a positive effect for you to be constantly counting down to the next holiday. If you're in sales, if you're any job outside of education, in any job whatsoever, stop counting down. Stop counting down to how many days there are before you have a Christmas break, or you have your next vacation, or the next day that you get to take off. Listen, those days are days that you don't get to work. You don't get to do the thing that I hope that you love to do. And I understand we all need a break, we all need to recharge, and that's fine. But we got to stop looking at this like, I can't wait to get away from the thing that I love so that I can go on my vacation for 2 weeks and then spend a week of that 2 weeks just complaining about how fast it's going and that I have to go back to work to allegedly the thing that I love to do. Does that even make sense, Soph? She's shaking her head no. It doesn't make sense to me either. Somebody asked me today, because I got an opportunity to go and sub a kindergarten class. And when I was in that kindergarten class, I checked out at the office at the end of the day, and one of the admin secretaries there front desk secretaries asked me, "You survived?" And I go, "Survived? What are you talking about? I thrived. Like, I got to do something that I love to do and I got paid for it. Like, how is that a bad gig? The kids were great. The kids were kids. They did their thing. I did my thing. We did a thing together. Like, we bonded. We had awesome time, and I got paid for it. So it was fantastic. It was great. You'll be surprised how many times people say, "How's it going? How you doing?" Like I'm supposed to answer, "Oh, it's horrible. The kids are just out of control," and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I could answer that way, but how is that benefiting me? How does that benefit me? How does that benefit the person that is asking me that question? How does it benefit the kids or my coworkers, my sales team, my clients? What's the impact to them? Because I'm having a bad attitude or a negative impact. So I think it goes a long way. It goes a long way to just be positive. It goes a long way to just look at life in a different light, to look at your life in a different light, to see the good, to see the positive, and to react to simple questions or simple greetings with a positive message. It goes a long way. It changes the lives of others. It changes their outlook. You might be the one person or the one opportunity, the one experience that they have in their life, or the only opportunity they've had all day to hear something positive from someone, and that could possibly come from you, instead of just adding to the negative vibe that they're getting from pretty much anywhere else and everywhere else that they go. So you have an opportunity to make an impact and to truly make a difference in someone's life, to help change a life, but it starts with changing yours. It starts with you having a positive mindset and you being able to say, "Hey, I'm going to have a mind shift and look at things in a more positive light, in a more positive way." So, let's see. Was there anything else? So, was there anything else that I missed? It's kind of a quick segment, but I just wanted to get that off my shoulders, I think, because it's just been like, wow. I just can't believe how many people live like I don't want to say they live a crappy life. I want to say how they just live kind of a negative vibe. I don't know. How do you do that? I couldn't do it. I could not do it. So just focus on the good aspects of the situation. Somebody said to me the other day, I have a challenge, right? Like, they were looking at a student that obviously has some, special needs, and they were saying, "Oh, that student is a challenge." And I'm like, yeah, you could call him a challenge, but then your attitude is going to be always, "Oh, I got to conquer this challenge. I got to conquer this thing," instead of looking at it as an opportunity. And she said, "Well, what do you mean look at that as an opportunity?" And I said, "Well, look at it as an opportunity to grow, for you to grow. Look at it as an opportunity for you to further develop what you're in your development as a teacher or as an influencer. Look at how you could influence that person's life, that child's life, or your coworker's life by just having a positive attitude." So instead, look at challenges as opportunities. Why do we do that? Because when we do that, we start showing up and we stop counting down. I mean, that's just basic. I remember when I was at Pfizer in sales, on holidays where we typically had the holiday off, I would purposefully schedule my clinic doctor office lunches on those days off, because I knew if their clinic was open over that holiday, which many times they were, whether it was Labor Day or Martin Luther King Day or whatever, and the rest of the company has it off, Think about it. My company had it off. My competitors had it off. Um, but I didn't. I worked right through those holidays. Why? Because it gave me an opportunity to influence. It gave me an opportunity to show up instead of counting down. So I would put all my lunches on those days. My coworkers knew that if they needed someone to cover for them, that I was more than happy to go and cover for them because I was not going to take that holiday off. Hey, I'm already getting paid for it anyways. I might as well do that thing that I love to do. And I'll be honest, I loved selling. I loved carrying the bag. I loved not every aspect of selling, but I loved most things about my job, about selling. And so I was willing to do it even on those days that I didn't have to be there. But I was willing to do it because it's part of me showing up instead of counting down. Right? Everybody else is busy counting down to the next holiday that we have off on the calendar. I took a different approach. I took an approach to show up instead of counting down. Made a world of difference. Made a world of difference. I would always be asked, why are you working, Eric? Eric, what are you doing here? Hey, Eric, we're really grateful that you brought us lunch, but you didn't have to. We know that this is your day off. Oh, no, it's not. It's my pleasure to be here. Blah, blah, blah. And I could go on. And guess what? I had their ear. When my competitors were at the beach, at the pool, out doing whatever it is they like doing, I was in front of my customers. I was in front of my clients with a smile on my face, excited to be there because I was showing up for them. Is it any wonder that people loved writing for me, loved writing scripts for me, loved purchasing from me, buying from me? Not really, because I let them know how important they were to me by simply showing up on a day I didn't have to show up. So show up. Think about your job. Think about your daily. How can you show up? Maybe, just maybe, the way that you show up is by answering a simple greeting in a positive way. How's it going? I'm doing great. Sophie, how's it going? Great. That wasn't very believable, but we'll start somewhere. We'll start from there, all right? We'll improve on that, okay? All right? But really think about that. I just really believe that we spend way too much time focusing on the wrong things. We spend way too much time living in a negative influence that it affects us. It affects everybody that we come in contact with because we give one simple negative feedback answer. So I want you to really think about that. Think of ways that you could change that around in your job, regardless of what your job is. If you're in sales, if you're an engineer, if you're a physician, whatever it is, think of ways in which you could answer those simple greetings of how you doing, how's it going, what are some other simple greetings that we use? What's up? Right? Think about it. What's up? Nothing. Really? Nothing? Like, are you that lame that there's nothing up? Right? I mean, come on. There's got to be something, right? So be ready with a positive answer. Be ready. Fake it till you make it. I don't care. Even if you have to fake it till you make it, till you actually believe it. That's better than answering negative because it doesn't serve anybody. And especially doesn't serve you. And, I want it to serve you foremost. I want it to serve you. Because once it serves you, then it can start serving other people in that environment. So think about ways that you can change that in your respective careers, in your respective lives, on how you could be more positive. More encouraging. I like that word. More encouraging. To show greater happiness and joy. Imaginative, optimistic. Ooh, I like that word, optimistic. Those are all things that will help us have a positive mindset. And like I said, I think it's got to start with us. It's got to start there, and we can move on from that. But I really believe that it'll have a definite positive effect on the people that you come in contact with. So answer that simple greeting with a positive remark. It'll help you live the life you've imagined.